You're watching the Public Access Channel, a service of Access Houston Cable, where you make television happen.
Hi everyone, welcome to the American Computer Enthusiast Show. My name's Steve Reeves and I'll be your host, and we've got another great show. We're calling this one Getting Online. We're going to be taking a look at CompuServe, America Online, Internet. We're going to be talking about modems, cables, all kinds of different things. So stay tuned and we'll be right back.
Larry, you know, this simple exercise can help you stay healthy, which keeps medical costs down.
But you gotta do it every day, Vince. Or you'll get out of shape fast.
You could learn a lot from a dummy. Buckle your safety belt.
They're still around, and these diseases could be life-threatening if you don't protect your baby from them. Full protection takes around 5 visits for shots, starting by 2 months and ending by age 2. Ask if your baby is up to date on every visit to your doctor. Or if you don't have a doctor, call 1-800-232-2522 to find out where to get your baby shots. When it comes to immunization, your baby's counting on you.
Hi everyone, welcome back to the show. In case you just tuned in, this is the American Computer Enthusiast Show. My name is Steve Reeves and I'm your host. And tonight's show is entitled Getting Online. We're going to be talking about, or actually demonstrating, America Online, the new version of America Online, CompuServe. We're going to be showing a little bit of Internet and some other new things that are coming out if you have Internet or a connection to Internet. We're talking about modems, cables, we've got software, hardware, you name it. We've got all kinds of different things to take a look at. I think we ought to do first is we changed our hotline number and our email address just to keep people on their toes, you know? Like I always say, I like to keep our camera people on their toes here, but we're going to keep all the watchers, or watchers, is that right? Viewers, watchers, viewers, whatever you want to talk. Our new hotline number is 587-6949, 587-6949. There it is up on the screen. And we have a new email address, which is ace@phoenix.net. ace@phoenix.net. So you can leave us messages. If you left any messages in the last couple of weeks, there's been sort of a mix-up with our number, and they're supposed to be transferring them all over to the new number. We couldn't get our messages. Apparently they gave somebody else's phone number, or they gave our phone number to somebody else or something like that. So, you know, just if you can call and leave messages on what you'd like to see in future shows, or what you'd like to see, us to talk about, and different things like that. So, anyway, so what we want to do is, so give us a call. It's 587-6949. I don't know, they were trying to tell me to look at the different cameras. I don't know what they're saying, but I'll just ignore them. So, what I need to do first, I think, is, since we're going to be talking about online services, I ought to talk first about modems, so people know, you know, what they're connecting to and everything else. First thing is, this is an external modem. External modem. This is just an example of one. This is actually a Hayes 2400 baud fax modem. They come in different speeds, and a lot of them, they look exactly the same, but this is a 2400 baud. There's a 9600 baud, which is faster, 14.4, which is 14,400 baud, and then there's a new 28.8, or 28,800 baud, which is a lot faster. Again, they all look the same. They all have connections in the back, a serial port connection, the line that goes in, you know, and you can also connect to the phone line, and then a power on-off switch, and then the lights. Personally, I like the external for a couple of reasons. One is because I'm a nerd. I like lights and things, you know. I'm just kidding. But this way when you have lights, you can tell when you're connecting and exactly what's going on when you're downloading a file, or if you did connect. A lot of times you can have an internal modem and you have no idea if you've really connected or if anything's working. So this way you can see the lights. The one other thing is they have connections. Most of them have serial connections. This one here is a 25-pin serial connection that goes into the back of it. And if you have a 9-pin, you can either buy a 9 to 25-pin adapter, or you can use a little 9 to 25 connector that goes on the end of this, and you can plug it into your 9-pin serial port. So you can go either way, 25 or 9-pin, depending on what you have on the back of your computer. More new computers have either a 25 and a 9-pin, or 2 9-pin connectors. So if you have a cable like this, you need to buy these little adapter things. All right? The other thing is, as long as we're talking about, we're not going to be just Mac here tonight. This is a Macintosh cable. Now there's some new things that are coming out with Macintosh modem cables that, actually I didn't realize just the other day, that this has a 25-pin adapter that goes into the Macintosh, into the back of the Macintosh. And then there's a little into the back of the modem. This little thing goes into the back of the Macintosh. And the little 9-pin DIN connector, 8 or 9, whatever. Oh, it's 8-pin, 8-pin DIN connector. And there's now 2 modem cables that you need to buy, depending on what kind of modem you have. There's a regular modem cable for the Macintosh, and then there's a high-speed modem cable. If you're going to use anything 14.4 or 28.8, you need to make sure you have the modem cable for the high-speed modems. So if you have a modem right now with hook up to a Macintosh and you buy a new modem and it doesn't work, you need to get the faster modem cable. And what it does, it allows you to do, it actually does the handshaking for the faster modem. So that's just a little tip there. In case you have a fast modem with a Macintosh, you might have to get a new cable. You can get these new cables for less than $10 at most computer places around town. And then this modem is a internal PCMCI modem that goes in the side of a notebook. These are these little credit card type PC cards, as they're calling them. And this is the megahertz version, it's 14.4. They also have a 28.8 version of this now. And this has a little thing that pops out, and you connect the phone line right into there. Can you see that? Connect the phone line into there. Just pops out. It's real skinny. Fits right in the slot, PCMCI kind. And then the other kind of modem is the internal modem for your computer. You can see it's got 2 jacks, the line and the phone. And this is just a little 8-bit board. I don't have an internal modem, so I just borrowed one here just to try this out. And so we could show exactly the 3 different versions, an external, an internal, and a PCMCI. But you can see the only disadvantage to this one is that it's you don't see any lights. But there's little third-party software programs that allow you to put the little that look like lights that'll pop up on the top of your screen, or even the new Macintosh version of America Online actually has the little lights that look like it's, when you can tell when it's downloading files and connected. So that's how that works. Now, the other advantage to an internal is if you have an older computer and you have a fast modem, a lot of times it has the slower UART chip, which is some nerd term. And what that is, it's the new version has the 16,000, whatever, UART chip, and most internal modems are set up so they can be faster. A lot of times you might have some problems with old computers that it doesn't take advantage of the speed of the faster new modems. So that's something you might want to check out. If you buy one of these 28.8 modems, you need to make sure that you have a serial port that'll actually support the faster modem speeds. But most internal actually have the faster UART chip on board. All right? That's a little tip for the day. And while I'm at it, I might as well show the software and everything, books of the week. This is our book of the week. I have every dummies book I think there is, but this is the Modems for Dummies. And this actually is a pretty good book. It's got there's a little section on CompuServe, there's a little section on America Online, there's a section on Prodigy, there's a section on connections, the cables, the modems, different things. But this is a great book. Even though they say they're for dummies, I learned a lot of different things about it. It also shows you about how to connect the bulletin board systems and whatever. Then Magazine of the Week, since we're showing CompuServe today, it's the CompuServe magazine. This comes if you have a subscription or you're actually a member of CompuServe, but you can also buy it like Bookstop and places like that. And it shows new hot things that are coming out, different software you can download, It's got all kinds of different things in here. And then the software, we actually showed this a couple of weeks ago, but this is the newest version, the March issue of Medio. This is the coolest thing. It's actually magazines that come on CD-ROM, and they come out every month. And like this one here with Madonna, she has an earring in her nose, by the way, now. And it has video clips of her latest music videos. It's got some Newt stuff, Newt Gingrich. What's his name? The guy that has his hair sticking up. Oh, that's me. No. What's that guy's name? What's that guy's name right there? Lyle Lovett. There's all kinds of different music, sports, kid stuff, living, business, finance. This is a cool thing. It's only $9.95. It comes every month, and if nothing else, it's worth it just because, like I said, I love CDs, you know. I guess that's all we want to show right now, except we're going to go right to the screen. All right? So I'll move this all out of the way so there's nothing, no reflection. And I think what we're going to do first is show America Online. This is the newest version of the America Online software, which is 2.0. What I did was I made a little group called the Online Services, and I'll just double-click on the America Online icon. Everybody see that? I don't think so. Okay, zoom in to the monitor. We'll just double-click on America Online, and what I'll do is when it's coming up, I have to talk while I'm doing it here. It'll pop up, and what happens is the screen comes up and it lets you know as it's logging on. We've got this connected. Right now, this is your standard VGA monitor, so you can see it's 640 by 40 resolution. You can see right here it says America Online. It's got my login name, which is S.A. Reeves. S.A. Reeves. I'm not going to give you my password. I'm sorry. And you just hit sign on. Now, if you don't, there is a little trick here that most people don't know. If you go here to setup, you can set up different locations if you want. I've got this set up for Galveston. One time I took a trip, Siesta Key, Mobile, Alabama. And you can set it up and you can actually have different locations and different numbers. And you can actually call in to America Online and look up all the different locations and phone numbers for the different locations of America Online, so you don't have to pay long-distance charges. But if you go over here to Members, Set Preferences, there's different things. One of the things you want to do is passwords. If you set up a password here and type in your password after S.A. Reeves, when you hit OK, and then you close this, it won't ask you every single time for a password. Now, that's good and bad. Good if you're in a secure place like your house or whatever, but if it's your office, you don't want to have it so it automatically logs in without your password. But if you're at home and you don't want to have to type in your username and your password every single time, you can set it up. So all you have to hit is sign on, and then it'll come up with the little lightning bolt and let you know it's initializing the modem. See, I can't tell because I don't have a light here. But this actually tells you what's going on. Little connection, it's dialing. I know you can't hear that, but it says it's busy. That's always a good sign. Let's go back here and do this. Don't you love TV? Isn't that great? We'll cancel this and I'll hit sign on. We might have to go to CompuServe here if the line's busy again. What are the chances of it being busy right now? There's about 6 billion people calling in all at the same time as us, all right? So it's dialing the number here. It's the Houston line for 144. I'm actually going to be connecting. There it is. I can hear the sound now, beeping. And it says dialing. You can hear it chattering, making a bunch of noise. It makes different sounds depending on the baud rate that you're connecting at. It'll make a different sound for 2400 baud, 9600 baud. It says connecting at 14.4, talking, connecting to America Online, checking passwords, and then it should pop up and say Steve is connected. Now, the one thing great about America Online, there it is. It'll come up right now, the little hourglass, and the thing will pop up, is if you have a soundboard in your PC, it'll actually talk. It comes with WAV files. It'll also come with WAV files. The new version of CompuServe, their CompuServe Information Manager, actually has WAV files too. They're getting real competitive. Thing comes up, it says, welcome S.A. Reeves. That's me. And one thing it'll say, it'll tell you if you have mail. It'll actually say, if you have a sound card, you know, you have mail. Or welcome to America Online. And when you download a file, it'll actually say, file finished, or whatever. Sounds just like that, by the way. So it always tells you the new news. It'll say top news story. Marines land at Mogadishu. Yeah, whatever. You can meet a psychologist. There's some President-elect Lamar Alexander. You can meet with some guy at ABC. We'll just go right to the main menu. Now what this is it's got all the things that pop up. There's today's news, personal finance, clubs and interests, computing. That's my favorite place to hang out because I am a nerd. Travel, you can actually look things up and find out there's some great bed and breakfast or prices on airlines or hotels or specials on different things. Marketplace, where you can actually buy things like software and books and all kinds of things. People connection, where you can actually talk to different people. Newsstand, where there's I don't know how many magazines altogether now, but just about all the big magazines, you can actually go on there and online read what's in this month's, whatever, a Compute magazine or whatever. Entertainment, there's all kinds of things on movies and music and whatever. Education, this is actually a pretty cool thing here. You can actually take classes online. You can actually get your master's, your PhD online through America Online and take classes at Michigan State and all over the country. Reference desk, where you can look things up. Internet connection. This is something new in the newest version of America Online. You can actually go on there. We'll actually talk about this a little bit. You can actually go on soon you can go on the web, the World Wide Web. You can go on and do FTP, which is the File Transfer Protocol, Gopher, different things. We'll actually go in there and show that. Sports, you can go in there and find out how many points Hakeem Olajuwon scored, if the Rockets won, how bad the Knicks lost, or whatever, Kids only, there's all kinds of games and different things that kids can do. In the spotlight, it actually tells you if you have mail. There's a little post office here. And there's little icons that actually go across here. If you want to go specifically, go rate somewhere, you can actually pull down a menu like this or go to mail or go to. You can actually hit a keyword and type in something like Novell. If you go to Novell or go to Windows or whatever, it'll take you right there without having to type in or go through 27 different menus. All right, I think what we'll do, let's go first right to computing, just because we are nerds and we're all watching the show here. What it does, it'll pop up and it shows you what's new in the computing spotlight. Like this issue, the March issue of Home PC is now online. So if you get that, you can actually read what's going on. And the other thing that's great about this is magazines, software magazines that are online on America Online, if they have examples of things that you can type in, like code or some sort of basic program, whatever, most of those things are actually on here, and you can download them, so you don't have to type everything in if there's some utility or something they talk about. There's also all the different articles and addresses and whatever you might want to do that. This one here, there's gaming hints and tips for Origin Software Center. That's the Origin games and things. And then there's also a Browse the Music Forum messages here. There's usually every night, every day, there's a section where you can actually get online with other people and talk to them and chat about problems you might be having or something new that's coming out or whatever. This one tonight at 10:30 is Media Vision sound cards. So you can actually go in there and talk about maybe you have some wacky IRQ problem or so you can't start something, so you can actually talk to other people. We'll hit down here to go to computing. Now you can see here, well, let's go on the left-hand side. There's Family Computing, Computing Spotlight, where we were just a minute ago. Software Center, where you can download all kinds of fun software packages. Tonight in Computing, where you can actually talk to other people. Technology News, and Industry Connection. What we'll do is, there's all kinds of things here. There's applications, development, DOS, games, graphics, hardware, multimedia, sound, music, OS2, Windows, user groups, Apple. We'll go to Windows. When you double-click on Windows, you go into the Windows forum. And you can see it'll tell you a little bit about that forum, meet the staff, Win News, Visual Basic, free uploading. So if you have a program you want to upload or something you wrote, you can actually upload it, and they don't charge you to upload it. That's actually time that you don't have to pay to be online. Weekly forum news, there's a little connection to Intel, software libraries. We'll go into the software libraries. You can actually just click on that. And here there's all kinds of different things like, we'll click on games, for example. If you double click on games, it'll say there's arcade games, card and board games, word games, Windows games. We'll click on arcade games here. And it'll show you all the different games that are available. There's Tiles, 6 Feet, Latris, which is a Tetris-like game. Well, if you double click on that, it'll come up and it'll tell you exactly how big it is. What we'll do, I think we're going to have to take a break in a minute here, but we'll actually download some files so you can see exactly how to do this in case you've never done it before. But what I'll do is I'll just close this and we'll find some other game or whatever. But I think we're going to take a quick break here. So stay tuned, and we'll be right back with Getting Online.
I don't know, I'm missing something there.
This is New Guinea.
It's so powerful.
I don't see it.
I'm having an out-of-decade experience. I was walking and came upon a fountain which bore the sign, "Don't drink the water."
Do you
And
get
the beggar
this?
carries a
Isn't it
sign saying, "I'm
fantastic?"
blind." What does this poem mean to me? It's like a collage of images.
Let's face it, not every cultural activity appeals to everyone.
Finding an oasis.
So we're giving you something everyone likes, a choice. That's why 23,000 arts and humanities groups are inviting you to find something you can get excited about. Just call for a free brochure about what's going on in your community.
I think I'm getting into this.
They're tuning up.
The arts and humanities, there's something in it for you. There's a lot going on in your community. For a free brochure on how to get involved, call our toll-free number.
Hi everyone, welcome back to the show. In case you just tuned in, this is the American Computer Enthusiast Show. My name's Steve Reeves and I'm the host. And tonight we're talking about getting online. We're taking a look at America Online right now. We'll be taking a look at CompuServe and a few other things. One thing I want to make sure everybody knows is our hotline number is, it's a new number. It's 587-6949. That's 587-6949. I haven't memorized it yet, so I have to look. And our new email address is ace@phoenix.net. There it is up on the screen. Hotline 587-6949 and email ace@macaw. That's our old one. ace@phoenix.net. ace@phoenix.net. My brain has this little thing burnt into it with the old phone number and the old email address. So it'll take me a couple weeks to get out of that. They have to retrain me. I take a coffee break, they have to retrain me, you know. Anyway, what we're going to do, I guess, go right to the camera. Right to the monitor, and we're going to where we left off. We were going to download a file. So I went to the Games software library, which is this is America Online, by the way, America Online, and we'll go to Games, and we'll pick one. We'll pick arcade games, or let's do arcade games. I guess doesn't make any difference. And it goes in here, and all the list of names come up there. We'll pick this Tetris-like game. It's called Latris. Double-click on that, and it pops up, and it'll give you a description of exactly what it is. It tells you how big it is, how long it'll take. It says it's 34,757 bytes. It'll take less than a minute to download. It says it needs this file and whatever, and it'll tell you everything about it. And you can say download now. When you hit download now, it actually gives you the file name, which is an executable file. So when you get out of America Online, you can toggle over using your Alt-Tab key and toggle out and actually explode it when you're in there, but we won't do that now. And you hit OK. And what it does, it pops up, and it'll actually tell you, file transferring. Now downloading that file will give you a percentage. And if you want to, you can actually click this right here, and after it's finished, it'll sign off, but we don't want to do that. It'll sign off after transfer. So once it gets if you have a huge file, it'll take 15 minutes to download, for example. You can click on here, make a little X in that little box, and you can go away, and as soon as it's finished downloading the file, it'll actually log off and take you right out of that and come back to Windows, so that you're not going to sit there and let it, being charged for time. That's another thing about America Online, is it will actually, you get a certain amount of hours per month, like 10 hours a month for a set fee, and then after that you pay per minute or per hour. And right here, it'll come up and says, Tetris-like game has been transferred. And if I had a sound card, it would actually say file transferred or file finished. Hit that. So now we have that actually on our hard drive, and we can do that. So there's all kinds of great files you can do it. Now you can double-click on here. We can go to another one. If we want to see what bumper car racing, you hit over the top of that. You can either double-click it, and it'll actually go into it, or you can actually hit down here and say read description. Now, and it'll give you the description of that game. We'll just double-click in this corner and close that. And you can also do other things. Download now from here, download later, which is nice. This has a a manager, a download manager, which actually allows you to grab a bunch of files, add it to this manager, download manager, and it'll actually download them when you're finished. So you can do like 10 files at a time, and then it'll just turn itself off. And you can also list more files. A lot of these will have like 10 or 15 files here, and you can hit more to go to the next screen, the next screen, the next screen. And so there's all kinds of, now this is just the Windows arcade games. There's a bunch of these things. We can go to NT, there's screensavers. If we go to screensavers, for example, it'll have all the different screensavers. There's some pretty, toilet paper saver. What the heck does that mean? SOS personal saver, wiper saver, Pink Panther saver. Some of these are pretty big. Actually, this one's not too big. It's only 7100K. We'll just download this. Download now. And, well, let's not do that. Let's say download later so we can see what comes up. If we hit download later, it'll say download manager. If we hit on the top of download manager, you can see it'll give that name and the size, and then you can go, you can delete files, start download now, set up preferences, whatever. But we could have a whole list of things here, and it would actually download them when we're finished. We're not going to download it. We'll hit delete. Yeah, we don't want to delete that because I don't want to download anything when we're finished here. We'll double-click on that, get out of this. But you can see there's different things under software library, which is where I usually hang out. There's bitmaps, there's demos, development, drivers, new drivers for like video cards, for printers, for plotters, for you know, all kinds of different drivers, for scanners. There's fonts, games, icons, music and sound. There's a bunch of great WAV files and MIDI files and things that you can download, NT files, reference. Go down here, there's utilities, Windows, miscellaneous, all kinds of different things you can download. We'll just close out of that, go back to this. You can also see like OS2, for example. If you go into OS2, there's a software library for that. If you hit over the top of software library, you can see there's applications, demos, a lot of the same things that was in Windows, but they're all OS2 files. We can close out of that and go down to the Apple computing group. And it'll have things on Macintosh, Apple System 7, Apple II. There's software, hardware forums and things you can do. We'll get out of that. We'll go to something different. Let's go to like education, for example, right here. We'll just click on education. And what it does, it'll go into that forum, the education forum, and sometimes you'll see this. This actually is downloading if there's any new graphics for that specific forum, it'll download it at the time, and then it stores it so it won't have to, it takes so long the next time you bring it up. There's things like Achievement TV, there's Barron's Online, there's CNN Newsroom Online. If we double click on it, let's do that, CNN Newsroom Online. Now I think this, since I don't think I've ever been on here, it'll download the graphics for it, the artwork for that. It'll come up and do it a couple of times. Sometimes it'll come up and do a bunch of them, but like this one does, 3. It'll come up and do all the, like, it's actually doing right now is downloading the graphics that'll be in these little boxes and things, or whatever it might be for the CNN News. You can see there's CNN, there's the newsroom, the Turner Turner Adventure Learning, Studio Live Conferencing, Online Connection. There's a video link, help desk, CD-ROM production, Captain Planet, whatever. I mean, you can see how you can spend a bajillion hours on these online services, and you can go and spend a lot of money. I mean, I find that I use my 10 hours or whatever it is that comes with this, 5 or 10 hours, real fast when you get on here, and you can be on here for hours. It's just like when you're surfing the net, you can find all kinds of things you never even thought you even had interest in, like the NEA, there's National Council of Teachers on English, or Scholastic Forum, Scientific American. Where's the one here? Where is it? The Electronic University Network. If we go into here, and we'll double-click on that, you can see there's all these different, Rogers State University, there's University of Wisconsin. Let's do this. There's the, I don't know how you say this, Harrow Waite University, MBA. There's an MBA degree in distance learning. We can go in there. You can actually get your MBA online through America Online. And all your, I mean, it costs money, of course, but you can actually sign up for classes. They'll send you the books. You can do software that you can, they'll send you to do the class. It actually has all this. Now, another great thing about this is anytime you can actually go here to File, Save As, and we can go in there and save it as a file, like MBA. And we type in MBA right there, hit OK, and it saved that file as a file that we can read later. Or we can go to File and Print, we don't have a printer hooked up. If you hit file print, it'll print the file that's open directly to your printer. So it's probably best to save it as a file, because if you have a huge document, you don't want to waste time being online. And so you just save it to a file and save it as, you know, MBA 1, MBA 2, MBA 3 if you're downloading a bunch of different things about the MBA. So we'll just close that. But now there's just tons of stuff you can do. National Geographic, the Library of Congress, you can look up books and things. We'll get out of that one there. And let's go to like the newsstand. If we go to newsstand, it'll download the graphics again. Now you'll see there's going to be a bunch of different magazines that are going to come for this. Because it's uploading the graphics for that menu that's going to come up, and it's constantly being upgraded, you can see that it's downloading the artwork for that particular menu that comes up. So this, because it's pretty fast, because this is a 14.4 modem, it may be a little bit slower, quite a bit slower on a 2400 baud modem. You can actually turn it off so it doesn't do all the artwork if you want. But this has, there's the Army Times, Bicycle Magazine, Boating Online, Chicago Tribune, DC Comics Online, Home Magazine, iWire, Home PC. I mean, I don't know how many magazines. Women's Day, Wired, Windows Magazine. Now, if we double-click on Windows Magazine, for example, it'll actually tell you, since this is your first time visiting to this new online area, it'll take 2 to 3 minutes to transmit the information, but since it's a fast modem, it came up pretty fast. Now, this is where you can download software that's in that magazine. You can actually subscribe to the actual magazine if you want there. Tips and tricks, back issues, frequently asked questions, what's hot, what's not. We'll just get out of that right there. And this is another thing, Internet. This is something that's pretty new to America Online. What this is it actually connects you. It has mail gateway, news groups, Gopher, mailing lists. The World Wide Web is coming soon. It's not actually up and running yet on America Online. And FTP. If we go to FTP, for example, it'll actually come up and it'll tell us what is FTP. It'll give you a little blurb about that. That's a technical term there. How to use FTP, how to search for sites. If we go over here, we can actually just go to FTP, and it'll give you some examples of some of the sites out there. Some of these make no sense at all without knowing what some of them are, but there's like MIT, Nevada. If we double-click on some of these, it'll actually go in and you can find different things you can download or different articles on whatever. Or you can go to other site, or you can, if you know one specific, some site that you want to go to, some university or whatever, you can actually type it in by just hitting search or type it in automatically. We'll close that. And if we can go to Gopher, you can Gopher and actually download those files and go in there and pick different things. Again, if you know where you're going, it's a lot easier, but it actually gives you anthropology, biology, chemistry, education, about what it is. It'll answer your questions right here. Search for all gophers. That sounds like a pretty funny one. Search for all gophers. Something I do in my backyard or something. The other thing is, all these buttons up here are to do different things. You can actually hit right here to print, or hit right here to save a file, or go specifically to a keyword, or chat, or write mail, or get off, turn off the system. I think what we're going to do is, let's get out of America Online. Let's go to CompuServe. Let's hit exit here. And there's two choices. You sure you want to exit? You say yes, or exit application. This is something that I learned by mistake one time, is if you don't say exit application, it does, if you say yes, it'll actually get out of the program, but it doesn't disconnect. If you want to disconnect, make sure you hit exit application. It'll actually disconnect the modem from the phone line. If you don't, you're actually online or connected, and it just thinks you want to sit there for a while. All right, now if we go out to, let's go to main menu and go to File Manager, and we'll go to America Online 2.0, which is the newest version, and then go to Download, and you'll see that the files that we just downloaded will be there. We need to, let me get it right there, and we'll go to this right here. And there's the different files, or the different text files that I've downloaded in the past. There's all kinds of different things that we don't want to download. I don't want to look at all those. So we just file exit out of there. And let's start CompuServe. This is actually CompuServe's WinSim, or Windows Information Manager, or CompuServe Information Manager. What they did was they made it look a lot like, well, I don't know who was first or who was second, but they made specific. If we want to go and just hit basic service, we just hit over the top of that. It'll go right into the basic services of CompuServe. If you hit over the top of one of these, like computers, for example, it'll go right into the computer forum. It'll take you, so you don't have to waste any time. Or you can just hit the little stoplight up here, or go light, whatever you want to take, whatever it is, the go light. And we can type in there like Windows. And we can actually go directly to the Windows or Microsoft or whatever we might want to do. We'll just cancel. We'll just hit basic service. And what it does, when you hit that, it'll actually initialize the modem. It'll dial the number. There's different modems for different speeds. Another thing you need to know is if you have a faster modem and you're using the old number when you had a 2400 baud modem, you need to make sure you get the newer number that will go at the faster speed, or you'll be using your fast modem at a slow speed. You can use a 14.4 modem and actually be connected at 2400 baud. It says logging into CompuServe, waiting to establish protocol, and it should come up. And again, if we had a sound card connected, it would actually say, welcome to CompuServe. So I'll just be the sound card. Welcome to CompuServe. All right? Now this has all the different things that we were looking at, these little pictures. There's communications, news and weather, sports, entertainment, education, magazines, some of the same identical things, but they have a lot of different vendors on that may be on America Online. I find that because I'm a nerd, I have subscriptions to both of them, and I find that there's things that are on America Online that are on CompuServe. There's things on CompuServe that are on America Online, but there's also a lot of repetitive things. So if you want to know the news and weather, let's go to news and weather. We double-click on that. There's Associated Press Online. Let's go to weather here, and we'll see what it says here. There's all kinds of different things. Global and more basic news, access, basic sports services. And it comes up and it says CompuServe weather and location. Houston, Texas, United States. You can actually view, do maps, aviation. I don't know how long this is going to take, but we'll just hit it real fast. And we'll do view. Now, there's different things you can do. Now it says right here, the weather's mostly cloudy, 60%. This may not be the night you're watching, so it may not be true. Mostly tonight, mostly cloudy, 60% chance of showers or thunderstorms, some possibilities severe this evening, all right? So instantly, and this is from KHOU, I guess that's channel 11, isn't it? Cancel out of that. We can actually download, bring up a map. It'll actually show the weather map or an aviation map of what's going on. Kind of hard at night, but so we can change the location if we want to go in there and find out what it's like in Toledo, Ohio. Toledo, Ohio. And we'll hit OK. And we'll go to view. It'll actually tell us what the weather is in Toledo. It says here, tonight, chance of dense fog with rain and drizzle. So if you're flying somewhere, you can find out, or going on a vacation, you can find out what the weather is or what it's like wherever you're going. And so we'll just get out of that. We'll just cancel. And we'll go backwards a couple of times. Get out of what news and weather. We'll go to sports. If we go to sports, it'll actually tell you exactly what's going on all the time. We'll just go to global and more basic sports. Here's Australian Associated Press, France Online, and something not much that I'm interested in there. Description of extended sports services. Now this is all kind. A lot of this stuff is updated as we're going here. So if the Rockets were playing tonight, which they are, we can actually find out what they're doing or what it is, the halftime score is, or whatever's going on. Now this has all kinds of different things. Again, the electronic mall and shopping. You can actually go in there and buy things like software, books, candy, all kinds of different things. There's games on here, entertainment, travel. If you go to travel, for example, you can actually go up there and air, hotel, car reservations. Let's do that. Let's make a reservation for one of the camera people here. And I'm kidding. We can go in there and do Easy Saver. If you go to Easy Saver, it'll go in there and you can actually make up reservations for airline, wherever you want to go, and find out different prices, different airlines that are going, what time they leave, anything. It's pretty slick. So we'll go in there. You can actually make your car reservations, whatever you might want to do. There's also golf course listing. Let's find out. Let's do golf course. Let's do Lanier. I don't even know what that is. Lanier Golf Course Guide. I didn't know Lanier played golf. Does he? I don't know. We can go in here and do, there's a database of golf courses, and we can go in there and actually do a search on whatever. But anyways, they're telling me I need to take a quick break, so stay tuned, and we'll be online in just a minute.
Your first time as a Junior Achievement Elementary School volunteer can be a little scary. Can you get kids that young to think about their futures? Call us about volunteering, and you'll see. We'll supply you with training for this new program, and the kids will supply plenty of motivation.
Access Houston can teach you the ancient art of television production. Learn the camera technique, the audio technique, and the basics for recording and editing. If you wish to follow the path of television production and create television programs to be seen on the public access channel, call 524-7700. Remember, 524-7700. Call now and become a master of television production.
Hi everyone, welcome back to the show. In case you just tuned in, this is the American Computer Enthusiast Show. My name is Steve Reeves and I'm the host. What we're doing is tonight we're getting online. We actually showed America Online already, and we're taking a look right now at CompuServe using the CompuServe, I can't talk very good, CompuServe Information Manager. And there's also a version of America Online. I want to make sure I tell everybody this so you don't think we're just talking about PCs. There is a software package for America Online for the Macintosh also. It looks a lot like the version for the PC. It also has voice WAV files. Well, they don't call them WAV files, but same sort of thing. It tells you when you're online and when you're downloading a file, when you have email and things like that. And there's also a CompuServe version. They call it MacSim, which is the Macintosh CompuServe Information Manager. And what you'll see is almost all the magazines today, just about every one you pick up, has these little deals like this that has the free disc that comes along to give you the, I'll bring it over here, all right? The disc that has to get online, it usually gives you some sort of a free subscription or for a certain amount of hours or whatever. It gives you a trial login name and a password down here at the bottom. America Online has this, and they have just flooded the market with every single computer magazine is now wrapped in plastic and comes with one of these things. They also have now come out, I think CompuServe's kind of got the hint, and they're doing the same thing now. They're including these little things. I got this one out of a Mac World or Mac User magazine, and this actually says try CompuServe, and they've just recently lowered their prices too, and it comes with a disc inside here. It gives you a trial password, and so this is CompuServe. So this is now for PCs and for Macintoshes. Well, it's always been like that, but now it's both. Now, we're going to go back into CompuServe. When we took a break there, I disconnected because I didn't want to be online forever. And we'll go back to, where were we? We'll just go back. We'll go to computers this time and show you some of the things that are in the computing part of it. It's dialing the number. The number for Houston is, for the 14-4 is 650-5143 is the CompuServe connection. Like I was saying earlier, make sure you get the right number for the right baud rate of your computer. And also, you don't want it to be too fast either. If you're using the wrong number and you have a slow computer, it won't connect. It'll just keep on ringing and chugging along and whatever. It's waiting to establish protocol, connects, it'll pop up. See, it went directly, because I hit computers on the screen, it went directly into the computer technology section. So if we go in there and hit software, for example, it'll go directly into the software forum, and there's just about every software package you'd ever want to think of. All this, Apple, We'll go down here and just keep going down. There's Attachmate, Autodesk. Autodesk is a pretty good one. They have, you go to Autodesk, for example, there's a forum for AutoCAD. There's one for the retail products. There's one for the multimedia forum. If you hit multimedia forum, there's a section for 3D Studio. There's a section, well, we'll see it in just a second here. Now, this is a little bit different. So you can see this comes up and it shows you a screen, and it says it'll actually transfer a logo. So you can see the AutoCAD or Autodesk logo will come up behind there. It gives you a little news flash of what's new, what's just come out, or what's happening, new files that are on there. We'll hit OK, and you can see now it's got a little logo, which is kind of cool. If you go over to this side over here and hit the little finger that's my finger right there, a little hand that's actually looking at the bookshelf, it'll actually load up the sections. And there's a section for Autodesk Animator, there's 3D Studio, Utilities. They have different bug fixes. They don't actually call them bugs, they call them undocumented features. But there's also a section for the National AutoCAD Users Group, NOG, cyberspace, all kinds of different things, animation, script files, and you can download. If you double click on like Autodesk 3D Studio, now this is a good form because it's got some great files, but the thing you got to remember about this, you need a fast modem. Most of these files are pretty big. Here's one as a 3D animation of a flying saucer. If you can't read the whole thing, you just hit over the top of it and hit description. When you hit description, it'll actually tell you everything you wanted about that file, the size. This is an 820,000 K file, so that would take a while to do on a 2400 baud modem. You might as well go take a nap and come back, or you could actually, instead of drinking coffee, you could actually make grow coffee by the time that file is downloaded. So that's why a lot of these files, like a lot of these three-dimensional files and things, you'd want to have a file. Right here, it tells you right here, it says download time on a 2400 baud modem is 41 minutes. Download time on a 14.4 is 8 minutes and 30 seconds. So that's still a lot of time, even on a fast modem of 14.4. Same thing on this, you can actually mark it and download a bunch of them at a later time. But we'll just hit close. If you want it, you can actually hit next, and it'll actually go to the next one that's behind there. You can see what's going on. Like this one's a small one. This one's only 13,812. So it only takes about 1 minute to download, but we'll just close that. Actually, 1 minute at a 2400 baud modem. And there's tons of files, but we'll just close this, and we'll go to the next one. We'll just close out of this library here, and we'll go to, you can actually hit the little icon on the bottom and go back to the software forum, and go right down, and we can see there's Borland International, there's Banyan for networking. Oops, let's get out of there. We'll just close that. We'll go back to this software. We'll go down here. We'll just close this services so we can see what's going on. Software. We'll go to the hardware forum now. Hardware, same thing. There's AST, Atari. I don't know, not much Atari I don't think they could show. CD-ROMs, if you need new drivers for your CD-ROM, there's all kinds of different drivers to make sure your CD-ROM is up to date with Windows. There's let's go to Compact Connection. If we go to Compact, the one thing you want to see about CompuServe is see these little pluses. You probably can't see that, but there's little pluses which mean they're extended services, which also means it costs more. So when it says that it's $9.95 a month unlimited service, that's true unless you're using the extended services. I find that most of the things that I want to use are an extended service, so it costs a little bit more to connect. Like here, we can go down to the product support. Well, let's go to this. Enter the Compact Forum. You can actually, it says right here, you can just type in Go Compact Forum, and it'll go directly to the Compact Forum. And the same thing here, it'll come up just like that Autodesk screen. It'll say, oh, this is the first time I've been in this, so it'll say, do you want to join this forum? And you can put down your interest. I want to say, you know, our interest is our computers. Computers. And nerds. All right, hit OK, and it'll join. And now we can go in here, and the same thing, it'll come up, and sometimes it'll have a logo, sometimes it doesn't, and it'll say Flash, online service will be closed a certain day. And this one doesn't have a logo, it just says Compact Forum. If we hit over the top of this little hand here again, it'll actually come up here, and there's Flash, ROM upgrades, drivers, utilities, all kinds of different things. Now, one thing great about this is, let's say we want to come back to this some other time. We can go up here to this little heart and say Places. That's my favorite places. It'll say there's a list of all the places I like to go. Like I always go to the Microsoft connection. I always go to the WinSim connection, whatever. If I want to add Compaq, I just hit Add, and it says Compaq, and say OK. And you can see now it's one of my favorite places is Compaq. So the next time I go out, I can actually come right in and say, go to my favorite place, which is Compaq. It'll go directly to this forum, the Compaq forum. So we'll just double-click on that and close that one. You can see there's software updates, software solutions, diagnostics, setups, all kinds of different things. Now, one strange thing about Compaq's things, if you go to like drivers, for example, a lot of their files have SP, which stands for soft pack, kind of like Compaq, but it's software pack, soft pack. It'll have a number. Now, a lot of times, if you call up, for example, the Compaq directly, their bulletin board, you can do this, but it usually doesn't have a description. There's one thing nice about this is it actually shows you not only the number, which is SP0963, but it actually gives you a description of exactly what it is. That's the Windows 3.1 display driver support for, we'll find out what it is, for the Western Digital Graphics Board, for example, at whatever resolution you might want to use it. We hit OK. And it also shows you the size. That's a pretty big file. That's a 1 megabyte file. This is a 447K, or this is 490K. Some of these files are pretty big. Some of them aren't. So that's some reason why you might want to get and collect a bunch of them and then download them all at the same time without having to go back and forth. All right? Now, another thing is you can go back to that world or the basic services that'll actually go like that. We can go back if we want to do this, for example. Same thing as the other one. We can go to, let's say, magazines, for example. If we hit on the top of magazines, it'll actually get out of those other forums, and we can go right, look at this, People magazine. Let's get on that. I want to see what's new in People. You know, one of my favorite magazines, People magazine, because everything in there is true, you know. But it's, we'll go in there, and it's logging into that forum, the People magazine forum. There's also a U.S. News and World Report. There's Sports Illustrated, Fortune. There's different things, all kinds of different magazines. I don't know what it's doing here. It's loading up something here. We'll just get out of that. Oh, there it is. It's saying, oh, it's receiving images. It's actually receiving the information for that forum. It says it down here, receiving image 1 of 4. I think what I want to do is just, if I can cancel out of this. I don't know if I can do that or not. Oh, another thing I want to make sure, all these things. You can go up here and you can file things. You can, oh, there it is, People magazine. There's an article about, actually shows you what's on the front of this issue, is Greg Louganis. You can actually go and read all the different articles that are in there, short takes, there's online with different things, greetings from the online staff, all kinds of fun stuff. So if you get People, you can actually, it's People magazine online. So why don't we do this? Let's get out of this. Let's actually, well, let's get out of this completely here. Let's go back to this. And we'll close this People magazine, we'll close the magazine, close Compaq, close the hardware, close computers, close software, go back to the services. You got to be real fast here, you know. Let's just get out of this completely. We'll go to this, and we'll go a little bit into the internet part of it. I wanted to be able to show exactly what's going on. What we're going to do is we're disconnecting right now from the network. We're disconnecting from CompuServe. It actually says you're disconnecting from network. Now, I can't actually tell because I don't know when the lights are working, but it's coming up here. It's still connecting. There it is, disconnected. One thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go, and I make this a little bit different. One thing you might want to find out is you might have some different connections that you have to start before you can do the internet connection. So what I'll do is I'll start those, and I'll go into Netscape. Netscape is just an interface to the internet. I have Spyglass, which is one, and Netscape. Netscape is really popular right now. I saw it the other day. They were actually showing internet, how to use internet. It was on Good Morning America, and they were actually using Netscape. What it's doing is it's right now, please wait while a remote connection is established. What this does, you can't hear it right now, but it is clicking away, and it's making all kinds of wacky noise and stuff. It says there's a connection. This is the PPP slip connection, and it pops up, and we say accept. And it pops up, and here it is. There's the Netscape home page right there. Now this will download. Now this is when you really need a fast modem. And you can see it makes a couple of passes to fill in. This is, again, a 14.4 modem. It says, welcome to Netscape. Why don't we do this? Let's go to the, let's see if we can connect to the page. like James's pages, for example. We'll go to the A's page. We'll go here and we'll type in www. We're typing this in right here, which is worldwideweb.phoenix.net. And we'll say, we hit return and just say that, or we can hit open or whatever. And it'll try to connect to that service. And boom, it'll come up. Now you can see that it's working because this is blinking on and off this little N, or Netscape. Now this is just a provider here in Houston, Phoenix is, and it's right down in El Camino. It gives you the fax number, what visitor number you are, or whatever you want to do there. And if you just hit stop, we can hit stop, and it'll stop. There's actually a graphics that'll fill in there, but if you don't want to go through the whole 9 yards, you can do it. We can go over here and go to the different sections of whatever we want to do. Anonymous FTP, there's internet connection, there's all kinds of different things that you can do. We'll go over here and do about customer assistance. We'll just hit this one here. But you can see this is pretty neat. Now what's really cool, let's go to the White House. White House, oh, I misspelled it there. www.whitehouse.gov for government. And we'll hit enter. Now, this will connect us to the White House. We can actually leave message to the president. We can actually tour around the White House. We can actually see a picture of, what's the cat's name? Socks, the cat. There's a picture of different parts of the White House. And it's connecting right now. It's actually going down here. Connecting, host. It's connecting right now. This is why you need a fast modem. Actually, the slowest part of Internet is downloading all the graphics. And you can turn on and off and tell it not to show all the graphics, and it'll go a lot faster. But since we want to show exactly what's going on, let's see if this is coming up here. It's still connecting. It's a pretty big file when it connects over. Well, while this is connecting, there's one thing I want to talk about. One really cool thing that I actually downloaded the other day from actually the Phoenix FTP directory. There's a new product out there called iPhone. What it is if you have a PC with an internet connection and a soundboard and speakers and a microphone, you can actually dial through the internet, connect through a server, and go through the internet and talk to other people that are connected. They have the same setup as you with a soundboard and everything. The other day I did it just as an experiment. The very first time it'll come up with a whole bunch of names of different people around all over the place. You don't know where they are, but you see their name or their nickname. And I hit it, and I was connected to some guy in Johannesburg, South Africa. And we were talking back and forth online and not paying any long-distance charge. We were actually talking through the internet, and there was a fraction of a second delay. But he said I was clear as a bell, and I could hear him just like I was talking to him on the phone. And it's just a program that you can download as a shareware sort of a thing. Lets you talk for like a minute and a half, and then you'll be disconnected to call back. But you can actually register it and then get a real copy of it. But I just wanted to show you a little bit about Internet, America Online, CompuServe, iPhone. We didn't get to show anything like the bulletin board systems, but we'll have to do another show on that. I want to make sure everybody watches next week's show. I want to thank everyone for watching, and stay online. And this has been American Computer Enthusiast Show. We'll see you later.